What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, what is moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up a very impressive 13.1%, 1085 the high, 965 the low. So even from what I said in my video yesterday, based on Amazon's earnings, everything was clear that we were going to see new lows. And in fact, during the overnight trading, we did hit a new all-time low of $9.43, which is absolute craziness. But big money decided to wake up and buy the hell out of everything. So for those of you that tune into a lot of my videos, I always like to break it down where volume comes from. And the sell-off that's been happening over the last several days has been largely because of algorithmic trading. So piggybacking off of a lot of the negativity in the broader market. Today is different because you're seeing institutions truly buy. So for instance, looking at the flow, you see a lot more XL, large, and medium transactions. That is all institutions. Whereas in the last couple of days, that was very close to the bottom. And then a lot of the smaller transactions, which AKA is algorithmic trading, that was really suppressing Lucid and just, again, the broader market. So a lot of people are wondering what the hell is happening today. And it is big money kind of waking up, finally deciding to kind of buy the dip, which is definitely very welcomed. But as far as data points, only had one thing that came out. Michigan consumer sentiment came in at 57.3, forecast of 53. We also did have the inflation expectations of 3.5 versus 4. So generally this is very good, but the market was already hyped up prior to this, so I didn't really think that this moved the market all that much. Specific to Lucid, there really hasn't been that much in news. So no press releases, no SEC filings, no new analyst ratings. So Lucid is just merely piggybacking off of the broader market. But you also do have shorts returning 111,000 shares, 34.6% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 45.1 million shares overall being shorted. And one thing that I do believe was a clear sign that the last couple of days has been just artificial is shorts have been taking advantage and returning shares. Whereas if they did truly believe that there was legitimate fear in the market, they could easily double and triple down, but they haven't been. They've been somewhat stagnant, if not returning, similar to today. So 34.6% of the free floats being shorted. Still rather high, but still pretty good that they didn't double and triple down. Nonetheless, DTC being at 5.81 days does really signal that shorts are overextended. Looking at the options, 520,000 in calls, 1.4 in puts. 55% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see consensus for it to be roughly around 11. That's where they kind of feel like it'll close. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 1050. So with us right now at 1079, we're kind of in the middle, smack dab. But looking at the open interest, we do have 1,000 at that 10, 1,000 at the 1050, 6,000 at the 11. So for whatever reason, if Lucid is able to close above $11, then this is where you could see potentially a nice push higher. Big money is pretty much buying Lucid through the dark pool primarily, as you can kind of see right there, whereas on the secondary market you're not seeing that same level of buying. So both transactions right here above $100,000 are sells, 121,000 and then 522, both within the first about 2 hours of the trading day. But like I said, big money definitely did decide to wake up and buy, which is always again pretty good to see. But it's not just Lucid though. Everything and their dog is really moving higher, as you can kind of see just generally from my watch list. But Lucid right now with it at 1079, it is trading between these 2 points, so this pivot and this S1. So 1067. Obviously, there could be some consolidation today near the second half of the day, but just watch for that 1067 to hold. And if it is able to hold, then in theory, you could see that 1110 potentially hit sooner rather than later. Then, yeah, pretty good stuff. So a nice technical recovery. Popping back over here, we did successfully, as of right now, get above that 10-day moving average. So kind of signals that there's a little bit growing momentum. Stochastic RSI is still neutral, so it's not really overbought nor oversold. which is kind of good, gives a little bit of opportunity for Lucid to really move higher. Still One big thing is that 50-day moving average, that blue line. Lucid really needs to get above that, ideally, if you're going to see any substantial gains. I'm talking about getting back to possibly like the 15 plus. So just watch for that. I know today is very exciting, but Lucid does still need to move up a little bit more. You never know. There could be also some level of FOMO that does kind of kick in leading into Lucid's upcoming earnings. And then their investor day in March. But looking at the market position for today, absolutely night and day difference from yesterday. So yesterday, even when I did my video, this is why I said we might be seeing a new all-time low, because we had Amazon really kind of being their earnings not being the best in the eyes of Wall Street, of course. Market position yesterday as well, you didn't really see that much willing buyers. So all the signs pointed to lower lows, but this is what happens when big money buys. Looking at the market position, a lot more willing buyers. So pretty good stuff, I think, generally. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Are you taking advantage? Are you hedging today? Are you buying more? Or are you kind of just sitting back and relaxing? I haven't really done anything with Lucid, and I think I won't until after their earnings, or you kind of see more of a clear demand, because their upcoming earnings is going to be massive for Lucid, because they have to give 2026 guidance. That's going to be a huge deal. That could make it or break the earnings in among itself. Then you also have just generally top and bottom line earnings, just what is coming up. Like, there's a lot of things that could easily move Lucid in either direction. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Hopefully everyone has an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.